Can you hear me now? Okay. Oh, yeah, no.
Y'all can fill in more by that window. We're trying to get as many folks in here as possible.
Hold your hand. Yeah, good luck with that. Pulling deep, trying to hold her hand.
Oh, you were too.
Sorry. Girl, please. Yourself. I mean, self-love is important, but it's also nice to be nice to other people.
Do not climb on, ride on, intentionally deface, or touch their formations, as doing so can stunt their growth or damage them permanently. So we would like to help preserve the cave, not only for present generations, but for future ones as well. So treat the cave like an art museum. And what do you not do at an art museum?
Touch.
Gold star to everybody who has just answered. That is extra credit on the quiz at the end of the tour. And finally, number 3, we stay together. And this is to ensure that during our journey, we're all a part of the same experience, and at our stops, we're all together to receive the same information. I want to make sure that no one here feels as if they're being intentionally excluded from the tour, so let's all move together as one group. You are welcome to take pictures during the tour. However, in my experience, I have found that taking a video while walking is better, as when you're trying to stand still to take a picture, the low light conditions of our cavern are going to make it difficult for your phone to get the right brightness level. It's going to constantly mess with it throughout the tour. So taking videos will allow your phone to automatically adjust while we're walking. And also, you can take screenshots after the tour. Now I'm going to go ahead and start that movie, and I'm going to disappear around the corner while it plays. I'll be back when it's done. If you need me for whatever reason, you know where to find me. Bye.
As you move through the cave, please refrain from the use of gum and tobacco products. Stay with your guide and follow the safety instructions. Watch your head, watch your step, and use handrails where provided. Thank you.
Looking into a dark hole deep inside a mountain. Some folks might call it wise to turn back in favor of sunlight and certainty. Take the easy path, miss the detour that just might lead to something far more extraordinary. Sometimes, some people, not me. When my Ruby moved away to Tennessee, I could have stayed put, but I followed her south. She was my high school sweetheart. Usually, those things don't work out. But she's my wife now. So yes, that was the right call. Ruby and I have seen just about everything together. We come around a bend and see a new adventure. She takes my hand and off we go. Now, the minute I heard the historic tales of Lookout Mountain Cave, I felt that first pull. The mountain calling me in. I wanted everyone to see this underground cathedral, but the entrance was sealed. The railroad needed that passage for their line. Time to give up the dream, right? No, sir. I started planning. It took near a decade. Investors took a chance on us, and we bought the land above the cave. The autumn leaves were falling as we started drilling in 1928. We were on our way, opening a new entrance into the cave. The crew worked round the clock, cutting the shaft for an elevator. That's right, an elevator. 420 feet straight into the heart of the mountain. We pulled up bucket after bucket of limestone, enough to build a castle. Then, at 260 feet, the unexpected happened. A burst of air from an opening into the unknown, 18 inches tall. I swear it summoned me. If our drills hadn't stayed true, if our aim had been a few feet in either direction, we would have missed it. Something we weren't even looking for in the first place, but we found it. Or maybe it found us. So down we went, crawling through the dark, with the mountain on our heads. We crawled for an hour, 3 hours, 6 hours before we could stand. Ruby's up there, waiting for me. But the same thing pulling me back is pushing me forward, towards hidden beauty in the heart of this fine earth, a treasure worthy of her name. I know we're down deep, farther down than we ever expected to go. I imagined all the people that might come after us to this place, to see something they've never seen before, something they'll never see if we turn back now. 17 hours later, we crawled out of the dark, forever changed. It's the anticipation of what lies ahead that pushes us forward, that draws us to explore. Sometimes the unknown is the greatest adventure.
So what did y'all think of the movie? That's the best reception we got all week, we'll take it. And now how many of you here thought it looked like a Lifetime or a Hallmark movie? Now we're on the same page. So during the movie, it went over how our founder, Leo Lambert, had to crawl for over 6 hours without being able to stand. Who here would like to see the natural level of the cave that Leo had to crawl through? You don't have to look very far. Look to the left side of the room for me. Now right there is the natural level of our cave. Only 18 inches between the ceiling and the floor. Now imagine crawling on your stomach for over 6.5 hours in complete darkness. Who would be willing to do that? That is the correct answer. And whoever just raised their hand, you're officially braver than everyone else here in this room. Now we're going to go ahead and officially get started. As we do so, remember our safety instructions. Let's stay together. Without further ado, let's rock. There's a reason we ask our guests to refrain from touching formations. Now, I wanted to also inform you, we are not the only tour down here in the cave. We are going to meet several outbound tours that have been down here longer than us. So whenever we meet them, we'll step out of their way and let them pass. However, if you find that any of these groups are moving too slow for your liking, you're welcome to engage in awkward eye contact so that they move faster. Now, while we're here, we're going to listen to a quick recording from our founder's journal, so make sure to follow along, as some of this will be on a quiz at the end of the tour.
We opened Ruby Falls Cabin for tours on June 6, 1930. Building up to that big day, we blasted through the mountains using 15,000 pounds of dynamite and pulled out 5 million pounds of limestone to create the elevator shaft. We used that limestone to build the Cavern Castle, which some call the world's most magnificent cave entrance. We carefully planned the trail through the cavern to avoid disturbing the underground streams and ancient formations. Stalagmites rising up from the ground, stalactites suspended from the ceiling, and columns where the two meet and join together. All created by water and the mineral calcite dripping through cracks in the limestone. Drop by drop, the tiny calcite deposits build up very slowly over time to create formations, each as unique as a fingerprint. Without water, the life cycle of the formation ends.
We ask that you do not touch any formation in the cave. It is against state law to ride on, to face, or break cave formations. For your safety, please stay with your guide.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I have predicted, one of those outbound tours is on their way. So we're going to move to the left side of the trail and let them pass. Now, while the screen is moving by, I'm going to give you some behind-the-scenes information for Ruby Falls. First of all, as our audio recording had mentioned, we opened our doors to the public on June 6th of 1930. This was in the middle of the Great Depression, and as a result, we could not afford to pay our tour guides more than $25 a day for their wages. So, to offset this, we would allow tour guides to break off small formations that they would then turn around and sell in the gift shop or in the parking lot for extra money. This money they make, they either have the choice of taking home or keeping, and in turn is what kept Ruby Falls in business. Tour guides would intentionally allow their wages to remain low, in turn for allowing to break off more formations. However, after Leo Landon had sold the company in 1937 to a family friend, they no longer were able to break off formations. We also understood the amount of damage we were doing after we realized the growth rate of the formations averaged about half a cubic inch every 100 years. So even the smallest formations being damaged caused collectively thousands of years over time of growth. So, with that in mind, once the group is finished passing, we'll resume our journey to the falls.
He won't sell you any formations. That's what I heard.
I'll do it for you. Watch your head, Carter.
Ow.
Did you just hit your head?
It's so intimidating in here.
Excuse me.
Don't worry, you only have to squat the entire rest of the time.
Oh, like crawl up in there? Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I would like to welcome you to our next stop of the tour. Before we continue, I'd like to check on our caboose from Atlanta, Georgia, my two at the very back. Are y'all doing okay back there?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Perfect. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Hall of Dreams. Marking the halfway point between the elevator and the fall, the Hall of Dreams is home to several unique minerals, formations, as well as facts. First of all, look directly above you along the ceiling. You're going to see several formations that look like icicles as they're suspended in place. These formations are known as capillary tubes. Similar to stalactites in appearance, their composition is nearly completely different. Some of these formations are almost entirely hollow, meaning that no minerals have settled properly in the center of the formation, and instead have settled in a ring around that point. Because of this, they have been very easy to break, and they were one of the most common formations to break during the Great Depression. However, a lot of formations remained instead stood the test of time, like over here to our right, in the form of the Leaning Tower. Being the oldest and largest formation here at Ruby Falls, this formation stands at over 7 feet tall and is 3.5 feet wide, and is believed to be between 3.5 to 5 million years old. Now, let's harken back to that half a cubic inch every 100 years metric, and you'll understand how large some of these formations can grow and how long it takes them to do so. Now, we're going to listen to another one of those recordings, so I need you all to make sure to follow along. Some of this information is important, but make sure to listen, and thank you for choosing American Airlines.
Nature is a patient artist. With a growth rate of only half an inch every 100 years, the creation of formations in the cave spans centuries. Their distinctive shapes are miraculous. Fabric-like draperies flowing from limestone, curly helictites defying gravity, and delicate straw-shaped capillary tubes hanging from the ceiling, and mounds of flowstone resembling lava. The shapes are determined by location and rate of water flow, with mineral content influencing their color. White from calcium carbonate, brownish red from iron oxide, and black from manganese. Every formation is a unique work of art.
We are now approximately halfway to the falls. For your safety, please watch your head, use handrails as provided, and stay with your guide.
I've never used that feature, but I'm gonna try it. Sometimes it works. Yeah. Like, because right now it just kind of looks like this is fine.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. This microphone is going off, may I apologize. We have another element we're coming through, so we're going to repeat the left-hand side of the tray. Please remember not to formate, as doing so can damage them or stop them growing entirely. Please treat the cave with respect. Observe with your eyes, not your hands. Be mindful of low-hanging rocks and slippery floors as you continue your tour. We really need a new microphone. This one keeps going up.
No cap.
There we go. Alrighty. Now, while this group is passing by, time to give you some more behind-the-scenes information. The Hall of Dreams was reportedly Ruby Lambert's favorite spot in the entire cave. During the blistering hot Tennessee summers, she would escape down here to cool off, as the natural temperature of the cave is 60 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year. During the Tennessee summers, it would get as high up as 105 to 109 degrees Fahrenheit. Not to mention the river providing an unwelcome humidity, making it feel even hotter. So Ruby and Leah would both escape down here at different parts of the day, and they would perch up either here in the Hall of Dreams or underneath a formation known as Cave Bacon. And the draft from the waterfall creates a natural breeze, which helps act like air conditioning for the cave. So they would sometimes lay down with blankets and read books, or sometimes even just talk and tell stories and interact with guests as they walk through the cave. Now, when they moved out of the castle in 1937, after the company was sold, the Hall of Dreams and Cave Bacon both became favorite spots for Jack Steiner to recall Liu and Ruby's early years here at Ruby Falls. Now, we're going to wait here for just a moment, so I'm going to take a question or two as we wait for the group directly ahead of us to build some space. So feel free to raise your hand, and I can call on you to answer your question, or we can sit here in awkward silence. Awkward silence it is. The choice is yours.
He said he gets any questions, but that was the time. Or awkward time.
I'll hold your feet.
We had to carve it out by hand using hand tools over a period of 14 months. 24-hour work days, 12-hour shifts, and OSHA wasn't involved, so things were a lot more streamlined. Much on here, any questions? How about here? Any questions?
I'm good.
Good, all right. How about back here?
Video of the guy.
Currently underneath the actual
And then there's the semi-truck came into him.
as we go.
Like in the rain.
However, spoiler alert,
That's why you don't drop that. It's long.
directly over his body hours. So for advice, I start seeing
People are a mile. Can't do that over here.
5,208.
In a mile.
I can do a basic three straight. No
Well,
one can do anything else.
Yes.
Yeah, yards, meters. I have metric numbers too. Yeah, 680 meters in the elevator for the balls, and 338. 1,120 feet of rock directly over our heads, or by the time we get to the falls. We'll have walked over 2,260, so 250 more. Alright, so we're gonna start walking, okay?
No, because I was thinking yours was like. I was like, what was this?
This is the best one. It is really weird.
Yeah.
You really should have switched to that a long time ago.
Should have, yeah.
Base 10 is just so much easier.
It's still not good.
I'll say about who's the new
I mean, not gonna lie, I'm learning about military, but like you said, it's kind of
Oh, do I have something to tell you? Alright, so my caboose from Atlanta's back there. I can see y'all's shirts. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome y'all here to the room just before the falls. It's at this point in the tour we have walked over to 4/5 of a mile just underground. And you still gotta walk back to your car. So yes, you'll be getting your steps in. But I want y'all to look above you. What do you see? And y'all are good at this. That's the correct answer. So what's over you is rock, but not just any rock. You are now looking at the bottom of the summit of Lookout Mountain. That means resting directly, real quick. If you do not want to know how much rock is over your heads, cover your ears, plug them. Do what you gotta do, because I'm telling you anyway. On the count of 3, 2, 1. Resting directly over your shoulders is not 260 feet, not 520 feet, but 1,120 feet, or 338.6 meters of solid stone directly over your heads. That is 338.5 blocks in Minecraft. That's right, I got y'all's number. Now, it's my recommendation that you not observe, you not imagine this, don't think about this for too long, because if you do, it might start to sink in. I've been up since 7 o'clock, let me have this. But we do get a lot of questions about our water. Namely, where does it all come from? Where does all of this water lead out to? Okay, so first we have to start at the top of the mountain. Where does all the water land on the mountain? How does it get there? Rain. Gold star, whoever just said rain, raise your hand for me. Thank you, you're awesome. When it rains on the top of Lookout Mountain, that water is going to end up in a series of channels and tributes all across the surface. But they all have to go somewhere. This somewhere just so happens to be in the heart of the mountain, in a watershed. For those who are not familiar with the term, a watershed is a large underground body of water. Now they normally only occur in hills, like small, lower hills, and it'll distribute evenly into underground springs that then become rivers and creeks. But in our case, in the heart of Lookout Mountain, this watershed got there when tectonic plates collided and Lookout Mountain was formed, pushing up that watershed intact. Now this watershed is then connected to a large cavern that is situated directly behind Ruby Falls. It reaches Ruby Falls and lands in the pool below. Now I do get this question a lot, so I'm going to add it to this part of our presentation. How deep is that pool? In the center, it is 7 feet. It is a straight gulch, straight through the middle. Near the edge is 4.5 to 4 feet. Now, from this pool, there are several outlets near that 7-foot crevice in the center, but there's also a handful near the front of the pool. These all branch out into smaller streams that all converge into the Tennessee River. That's right, we are still 550 feet above the Tennessee River waterline, over 883 feet above sea level. All of this water draining from the Tennessee River flows up north into the Ohio River before Gold star to all of y'all who answered. That is the correct answer. The cave does flood. How often does it flood? About 7 to 12 times a year. That is a very large range. I know. But sometimes we just won't get a lot of rain even during winter, which is not strange for Chattanooga specifically. However, sometimes in the middle of summer we will get too much rain. And that point, it's called a fluke flood. Because we're not supposed to flood during the summer. But back in 2023, we flooded 3 times between June and August. And 2 of those, well, no, we flooded 4 times. I forgot one of those days. I wasn't here. Anyway, so fluke floods occur when suddenly we'll have spontaneous rain that just shows up quite literally out of nowhere. We will get an aerial flood advisory, then a warning, and then we wake up the next day and now there's 2.5 feet by cave bacon and potato chips. Now, normally we will flood between January and May. And this year we flooded 3 times just in April alone. So, what happens if we don't get enough? Well, the falls doesn't stop but it does get smaller. Now, I've been here for 5 years, going on 6th by December. I've seen the falls both when it's touching both sides of that cavern wall and when it's extremely small. So small, in fact, that our local newspaper gave us the nickname Ruby's Trickle. And we have yet to live that nickname down. But it has never stopped. We would need to go without rain in the states of Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee at the same time for the falls to completely stop. And given the fact the South has such an unpredictable weather attitude, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Now, the group that's inside is exiting now as we speak. So as they exit, the folks who are on the right side, just going to try to move just a little bit to the right for me, clear the pathway for them. People who are off to the left, you're fine where you are. Okay?
Yeah.
Watch your hands. Okay.
Alright, everybody watch your heads.
Watch out, speed bumps on that ceiling.
Been in a lot of caves, but I've never been in one with
Because she's like really tall.
Yeah. Why do you think we named them the speed bumps? Now, while this group is exiting, I'm going to go ahead and cover what's going to happen while we're in the falls room. By first asking you all to look around you at how many people are in this tour, in this group with us now. We're all here to see the same thing. Remember this. So while we're here in this room, I want us all to be mindful that we're here all to take pictures and videos. Some of us have larger groups than others. But the point still stands. Share the view. While we're in front of the falls, once you've gotten your group photo, please step off to the side to let the next group beside you or behind you get their photo too. If you have any questions, please wait until after you've gotten your photos to ask, because I want to make sure that no one leaves here without a photo. When I give the 1-minute warning, that'll be our cue to wrap things up so the next group behind us or beside us also gets that opportunity. But you will hear that 1-minute warning. You will definitely hear it. You may not be able to make it out what I'm saying, but you will hear it. But, without further ado, who's ready to go up that ramp and see that waterfall? All right, it's a lot more enthusiasm than we started with. We'll take it. Let's go.
Mickey D's is coffee?
Look at these, it's not mixed, whatever you
McDonald's. McDonald's.
Guys are about to see this. Chad, you saw the Sims. Chad, you're seeing this, right? Yeah. Check this out. Whoa, what? Bro. Do one more video.
Please follow your guide as you continue your tour to view the unique wonders that await you on your return journey. Please watch your step. The floor is wet and the walkways may be slippery. Use handrails where provided.
I think she jumped in. Yeah, we gotta
Yo, Chad, that was, I don't know, honestly. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I'm screaming.
It's fun. I mean, it's great. I love this place too. I'm coming back next summer for sure.
It's really cool waterfall and everything.
You like it? I should have known y'all was some little wild crazy kids.
Mines are so hard.
Thank you to all of you for visiting us today at Ruby Falls. I'd also like to say thank you to all of you for being an amazing group, doing such an amazing job of staying together, and for letting me be your tour guide despite you having no choice in that part. Now, what to expect moving forward is that we're going to be going upstairs the same way we got down here, by riding on the elevator. I will be riding up with that first group. The second and the third groups, I'm going to wait for y'all upstairs to guide you out through our mandatory gift shop. Now, Disney, they're the ones who started that. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The photos you took of the starting the tour, in the gift shop. If you all want to grab a bite to eat at the cafe after the tour because you worked up an appetite, gift shop. If you need to use the restroom because you drink cave water, believe it or not, in the gift shop. Now, if you want to go on top of that castle you saw outside, you can do so as it's a part of your ticket. To get there, cross the main gift shop to where it says tickets. Take a right on the retaining wall that has the ATM on it, and behind it's going to be some stairs. Go all the way up those stairs, through those double doors, there's the lookout, continue on the bridge, bam, there's the castle. Now, we do also offer a variety of other tour options if this one kind of set the bar and you want to try something else. We have our lantern tours on Friday nights. Every light in the cave turned off. You're given lanterns to carry as your only light source. The ropes next to the waterfall are used to hoist up a lantern to highlight the waterfall in the light that Leo would have seen the falls under. On Sunday and Thursday mornings, we have gentle walking tours. These tours are earlier, they are smaller and longer, with extra time in the falls room. Now, these and many other styles of tours are offered on our website. Now, if you are curious about the entire roster we have available, check our website or ask a team member after the tour. But that is where this tour itself has reached its conclusion. So thank you to all of you for visiting us at Ruby Falls. If you enjoyed this tour, my name is Thomas. But if you didn't enjoy this tour for whatever reason, I don't know you. I don't work here. As far as I'm concerned, this tour never happened. You guys have been awesome. And with that, let's go ahead and get you home right this way. Thank you so much. Not a few things.
Next, we're going to see minutes.
Not heavy at the lookout because it was so it was hot. Oh, that's not even as tall as you're gonna be getting.
That is the leaning tower, that's 1 point. Alrighty. Now, what color does calcium carbonate or calcite represent?
White.
That's extra credit right there. That's a good one. That's 1 extra point. Okay. And then,
20 years ago.
in what year did Ruby Falls leave Leo Lambert's hands?
1937.
1937. We got 2 people answering at the exact same time. Extra points to both of y'all. Woo! All right, you're 2, you're 1. Let's see. On what days do we offer our lantern tours?
Sundays.
Fridays. Okay, so Sundays are our gentle walking tour. Fridays are our lantern tours. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all are actually paying attention. This is hard. Okay, and then I didn't explain that one, but I'd still like to know what causes formations to form. What is the primary ingredient in formation growth? Water. That is the correct answer. Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Y'all were paying attention. Thank you, guys. guys. I am very proud of all of y'all. That was awesome. Thank you.
How thick is the drapery?
How's that again?
How thick is the drapery?
It's actually not. That drapery right there, the only thing we've done is we put red light behind it. This stitches is about 17 millimeters, or about a 40 inch thick. Alright, how do you guys do it right here? Alright, so you guys are going to be the next elevator right out. I'm going to give 3 instructions when I'm done. If you want to go apart, you can. Just make sure this party rocks. I'll see you top side.
We're on it way back, working Mindy. Probably.
This is a somewhere not in this cave.
Watch your heads right here.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Everything plus digitals is $35.
Well, then you can also take on
Your eyes are, they're just open.
Yeah, that was good. I'm sorry. It's just my face. It's.
I know.
Yeah. So, where we go? Me? Do you? No, I'm good. I'm good.
To look out
Yeah.
and look over, and then we can come back down into the
Yo, that our book, it was like a comic or something. You know, the book with the picture, with our picture on it. Yeah. Yeah.
some sunglasses, man.
Put them in my pocket the minute we were in the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See him?
Yeah. But no. No. Not in a million.
Not in a million.
Oof. Hot. Dude, look at this view.
I like Rock City without better.
Yeah.
Right, no, exactly.
See, when I come back.
Fallout shelter. Yeah. It's kind of hot. It's hot. Oh yeah. 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 Why?
Yeah, it's like you're struggling.
It's just hot.
You want to go inside?
Yeah.
So yeah, caffeine do you drink?
Yeah. chat. We should be good. I'm open up for some questions.
You gotta go get this right there. Yeah. Hey, get some that.
If you guys want to ask some questions, now's the time. Just stopping here for a quick break. That's what. Yeah. I'm shaved again.
What?
I'm shaved. And that didn't hurt my thing.
Well, we'll stay and do just indoor stuff, okay?
Okay.
So you're not outside. I probably got that yesterday.
Probably do.
Order number 88. I got us a little snack, too.
What'd you get?
They had like chicken quesadillas, but I took the peppers and the onions off, so it's just chicken and cheese.
And we're back. I'm just having one day. I got it. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to get some drinks for my mom and I. That's hot. Maybe I probably got this. Maybe I probably got shaved during the ghost tour last night.
Because I'm having a shower last night.
I did have a shower. I thought I did have a shower last night. I thought it would go away. You know?
Did it start yesterday?
No, not until midway through the tour, like
Yesterday? Or today?
Last night. Yeah,
It was hot out there.
it's hot. I wore like wide
Shorts?
yeah, like, but I guess it didn't work. I wish up around my dream. Yeah. Yeah, maybe later. You know, after we. So what's next? How about the Medal of Honor? What?
Finish here and go there now.
Okay. Did you send the photo to anyone? Okay. Me? No offense. Yeah.
The food
It was little.
was little.
Yeah.
Canine posted the smile canine to see if our dog had anything.
Starting to miss our dogs.
There's your pups.
Hey, Mom. There's this tiger dog. What? We'll see you tomorrow, you know? Yeah, this pizza ain't great.
Alright, let's go to the gift shop for a minute and then we'll head out to your other thing you want to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to mute this because there's copyright music. What? What?
Like hair or something. Let's see what they have. I want to do another cave today, do you?
Yeah, I don't feel like an art cave.
Let's go to the museum.
All right.
Pretty enough to park there, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're heading up to the Medal of Honor Museum if it's not busy. I'll answer some chat once we get to the car. Yeah.
It's good to get a little sun too.
Yeah.
Start getting sun back on your face again. Alright, there's somebody behind you.
Circles.
Sorry, you're hurting, buddy.
It's fine. Alright. You're good.
You sure you want to go walk?
I'm sure. see what.
Do you think?
Yeah. So. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I caught that. You know, the falls.
You got it?
Yeah.
Got that video?
Yeah. Look good.
Take the next right onto Tennessee 148 North. In a quarter mile, slight right onto Tennessee 148 North, Tennessee 318 South. Slight right onto Tennessee 148 North, Tennessee 318 South. In a quarter mile, turn right onto US 11 North, US 41 South.
Because my mom's trying to focus here. And you guys want to ask me any questions?
Take the next right onto US 11 North, US 41 South. Continue on US 11 North for 1 mile. In a quarter mile, continue straight onto US 11 North, US 41 South. Continue straight onto US 11 North, US 41 South.
Yep, they're moving their cats. Probably had their cats in the back.
Continue on US 11 North for 1.5 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, this was from our trolley tour. We're almost there, guys. For the next 8 minutes, you guys are just gonna see my POV, but you can ask any questions on green chat right here. I was trying not to touch the cave walls, you know?
That was from where I was on the ground taking photos for everybody.
Oh.
In 1,000 feet, use the right lane to take the US 27 North ramp to downtown Red Bank.
Okay. Yeah.
Use the right lane to take the US 27 North ramp.
Right there.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
Great.
In 1.5 miles, take exit 1C toward West 4th Street.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna get over it then, because we're gonna be on exit 1C.
Yeah. Yep.
In a half mile, take exit 1C toward West 4th Street. Take exit 1C, then use the left lane to turn right onto the ramp to West 4th Street. Use the left lane to turn right onto the ramp to West 4th Street, then continue onto West 4th Street.
Right there.
So we're turning right.
Continue onto West 4th Street, then turn left onto Chestnut Street.
Chestnut Street, is this straight? Turn left.
At the light, turn left onto Chestnut Street.
Way down here.
Ghost walk.
Starting to get the hang of this a little bit.
Yeah.
In 800 feet, turn right onto West Aquarium Way.
Just keep going.
It's kind of cool now.
At the light, turn right onto West Aquarium Way, then turn left.
It's right there.
Turn left, then turn right.
Let's see if we can find this parking spot.
Your destination is on the right.
Well, at least we don't have to cross the parking lot.
No, well, if we get parked in here. Any other parking around here? This is where I'm at now. Where's backing up, dude?
Yep, back.
2 spots. How much farther I can back up?
Okay, we got our
We got a spot. How excited are you?
really excited. Well, Chad, we finally got a spot.
We got a spot.
Yep.
How excited are you?
Oh, excited.
Patience. So that parking spot, right? I'm not wearing this in. Oh. Excuse me. I don't my purse in. You need anything out here?
No, I'm good. You?
Okay, we have phones.
Yep.
We have money.
Yep.
Got the keys. Anything else?
Nope.
Let's rock it, dude. Alright, we got a good spot.
Hopefully I'm talking.
Thank God for the spot. Medal of Honor. Go this way.
Yeah.
Right at now. Entrance.
Coming up, 2 on the elevator, 3 on the stairs.
I'm sorry.
I was like, who's that? He does it again, you put him to work.
I'm a new intern.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? I get you one from
All right, thank you.
You gonna use No.
Here, chicken right here.
Yeah. Alright, chat. We're here in the Medal of Honor Heritage Museum. My mom's gonna go use the restroom, and as soon as she's done, we're gonna go up. Do an elevator.
Hi there. Hi. We're just talking to these young gentlemen about John Andre and Benedict Arnold.
Oh, wow.
And you recognize Benedict Arnold as a good general, right?
Of course.
See, I think she only knows Benedict Arnold
I
as a
know
traitor.
the other way. It's a very good guy.
So he was a good general first, but he turned coat, and so anyway, Andre parked, he was on this big boat, and it stopped in the Hudson River, and he had to get to a small boat. They're here. And so he had to get a water taxi, basically a couple guys in a rowboat to take him from the big boat to the shore. So he did that, and he told these guys, wait, I'll be back. And he didn't come back soon enough, and these guys started drinking. They got drunk. So they were gone when Andre comes back. So Andre said, I can either wait for the next taxi, who knows when that will be, or I can walk back. I can take the road. So he's taking the road because these drunks got drunk instead of doing the job. And so on that road where he gets captured by these three privates and some others. So now these three privates are tasked with taking John Andre back to camp so that he can basically execute him. And so here's Andre being escorted by privates, and he's on his horse, because he offers these privates. He's going to do the same thing he did with Benedict Arnold. He's going to try to bribe them. I'll give you my horse. I'll give you my watch. I'll give you gold. Any amount of price you want, I'll give it to you. Just let me go. Not going to happen. So, because they have true to their duty, so to speak, they received fidelity medallions. It was really incredible that they turned down bribes. And so they got fidelity medallions in contrast to Washington's policy of no medals, because medals are for royalty and aristocracy. So then, sergeants, they're doing more than what's expected. So he designs his badge of military merit. And so he issues those three. And then later that becomes the Purple Heart, which we already talked about. started out as meritorious service, now it's issued people get injured or killed in combat. How many Purple Hearts do you suppose we issued during World War II? You go first. Pick a big number. Time's up. Pick a big number.
15,000.
Pick a bigger number.
30.
Bigger.
50.
Way bigger.
100.
Injured or killed in World War II. Bigger number.
350,000.
Bigger number.
50,000.
Back to million. Add another zero to it.
500,000.
Million.
A million.
Very good. You're slow on taking hints. When people give you a horse or a hint, go for it. Most of the time it's right. 1 million Purple Hearts during World War II. Then they stockpiled an extra 500,000 for the invasion of Japan. Well, we didn't invade Japan. We went into South Korea. So they had 500,000 leftover Purple Hearts at the end of World War II. They put them in a big crate. They put them in the warehouse with the Ark from the Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then they come back in Korea and said, hey, we know this. So they get them and they use leftover Purple Hearts in Korea, Vietnam, and the War on Terror until about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And the last leftover edition. So if you run across somebody who received a Purple Heart after World War II, more than likely it was made in World War II. So that gets us to the next one. The Certificate of Merit comes along and during the Mexican-American War, President Fulton charged, and so now you're getting a piece of paper for doing something good instead of a purple patch. By the way, he made it purple so he could insult the King of England while he's issuing something purple, which is the color royalty, to lowly sergeants. No offense intended if you were sergeants. So now they move on to a piece of paper. The piece of paper is kind of, you can't put it on your chest and wear it and point to it so you got purple. But you do get $2 a month extra pay. So instead of $7 a month pay, you get $9. Well, that's pretty big boost. The next document that you see there is a copy of the Declaration of Independence. That one was made in 1818. Benjamin Owen Tyler was a penmanship professor, and he thought he could sell copies of this to make some money to help pay down the war debt from the War of 1812. And patriotism was apparently running rampant because, War of 1812 was a big success. So he sat down with the original document, copied it, made the signatures match, and then somebody carved it into a piece of metal so they could make more copies. So they made 1,700 copies and sold. Now, for those of you that are close to it, if you go up and look really close in that first column of signatures, you'll see 3 in ink, and the one signature below it in pencil doesn't belong there. We're looking at the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, yeah. Allen or something?
Sometimes you have to have extra light.
Looks like Allen or...
Looks like A. Allen. There's also one in the third column, the 4 signatures. That was harder to read. So the question is, how did those signatures get there? Obviously, they don't belong. Aunt Martha, Aunt Sally, Aunt Mary, she inherited it in 1970. In case you can't tell, this is kind of a made-up story. So she inherited it, and she didn't want to put it on display. None of you are old enough to remember avocado and harvest gold appliances, so I won't go that way. But anyway, she didn't put it on display. She put it in her attic. And she's got kids, and they're having a birthday party. Kids come over. It's raining outside. They're wimpy kids because they're from some city, and they don't have cell phones. They don't have video games, so they go up in the attic and look at old stuff. And back then, they knew how to write in cursive. They find it and say, "Hey, give me a pencil." Amazing. That's my story. I'm still doing it. Now, it sounds plausible, and it's even possible. I know it's true. Only the names have changed. It's what that eyes are convenient.
I remember learning, at the time, during, from the Revolutionary War to the Spanish-American War, a lot of the generals would argue about even giving awards because they thought they saw it as a British thing to do. They were all British soldiers. So there were certain battalions that were getting awards and certain that weren't because they were like, no, we're Americans. We don't give awards like the British do.
And that's exactly right. And that's why Washington didn't believe in it. And that's why there really weren't any other medals, nationwide particularly, during the Civil War. And in fact, during the Civil War, the Army decides they need something. So there's some of these people that say, hey, we need something. I don't want Brits running around with recognition. If I do something really great, I should get some recognition, which is kind of true. So they went through their chain of command. Those of you in the Army or even the Navy, chain of command does not always work, right? So they got rejected. So the Navy, they decide to go through a chain of command in Congress. So they meet with an Iowa congressman and they request 200 medals. A limited number of medals, and they're only going to give them to enlisted folks. Enlisted sailors that show gallantry in action. Lincoln likes the idea. We put his picture up there because he signed it in December of 1861. Army didn't want to feel left out, so a few months later they talked to a Massachusetts senator and they get the same thing. And over here we have medals from the Civil War. One's 1863, one's 1864, one's Army, one's Navy. And the one with the anchor is not the Army. And a little fifth grader or so came in one time. We had reproductions at the time. I said, which one is which? Without reading. Oh, the one with the anchor's for the Army. I didn't know how to respond. I mean, I didn't want to call him an idiot. Yes, I did. So, those people up above are Andrews Raiders. Anybody heard the story of Andrews Raiders, the great locomotive chase? How about a condensed version? What time is it? 1:30. We close in 2 hours. You get plenty of time. You don't have parking meters expiring or anything, do you? So, anyway. The Confederates are sending supplies from Atlanta to Chattanooga and then from there going inland. Of course, it's being transported by railroad. So James Andrews was a civilian, a smuggler, a spy, amateur spy, and he thought the idea to cut the supply line between Atlanta and Chattanooga, tear up the railroad, pull off rails, burn the railroad bridges, cut the telegraph wires, damage the switchgear. That would shorten the war because the Confederates couldn't get any supplies up here. So he meets with General Shelby. General Shelby. They meet in Shelbyville, General Mitchell in Shelbyville, and he presents his plan. And General Mitchell said, hey, that's a good idea. What can I do to help? I need workers. So he has 24 volunteers for the Ohio Regiments. They're not told what the project is. They're just going to go behind enemy lines. It's going to be dangerous. You might not come back. I'm on board, 24 of them. So 2 civilians, Andrews and his buddy, and 24, they break up into small groups. They get out of their uniforms because obviously if you're going behind enemy lines in a blue uniform, it's not going to turn out well. And they get their alibi. We're from Kentucky, we're going down to join our unit down there in Atlanta. And 2 of them get shanghaied. They get derailed by a couple of Confederates outside of Jasper, Tennessee, so they have to join the Confederacy right there. The rest of them get to Chattanooga, they get on the train, they ride down to Marietta, Georgia, get off the train, and they check into the Holiday Inn Express and the Days Inn. Some of that more than MSU stuff, make stuff up. So, Marietta, they check into the hotels the next morning at 6 o'clock, the Days Inn forgets to wake up 2 of the guys, so now they're down to a couple more, and the rest of them get on the train. The train is being pulled by a locomotive called the General. Where are you from?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. How do you know that? So the General was...
She finished her bottle downstairs.
Is she with you?
No.
Okay. Actually, Kentucky plays a role because the General is the locomotive that was the start of all this. And it was a controversy of who should own it or who does own it. Is it the railroad? Is it the state? Is it the Confederates? Is it the Union? Ultimately, it was decided by the Supreme Court. And while they were waiting for that decision, it was stored in Louisville. Thank you, if I remember right. So anyway, where were we? Got off the train, checked in the hotel, woke up late. The rest of them get on the train. It's being pulled by the General. Pulls out of Marietta, stops in Kennesaw. Back then it was called Big Shanty. Why'd they stop? They're stopping for breakfast because the Holiday Inn Express did not have a breakfast bar. So, train stops. On this side of the track is a Confederate training camp. Thousands of hungry Confederates that morning looking for their coffee. On this side, I don't know why they didn't go there because over here was a Waffle House. So the conductor, the engineer, and the other passengers, they go into the Waffle House to eat. Raiders stay on the train. 4 of them get off the train. They go to the back, disconnect 3 of the railroad cars. Now they do this on the Confederate training camp side, in full view of all these people, but they're looking for coffee. They ain't looking at the train. They turn the levers and pull the levers, and off they go. So the conductor, the engineer, what are they doing? They're in there eating their waffles at the Waffle House, and they see their train take off without them. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Your train gets stolen.
Chase it.
Run after it, right? Now, the bad news for you is it's been raining for 10 days. Everything's covered with mud. So they're running slow. The train goes fast. Hi, folks. Come on down. We're talking about Andrews Raiders. They have just stolen the train and departed Big Shanty where they had breakfast at. Where at? Kennesaw. Waffle House. Kennesaw, yeah. So anyway, so the Raiders now have the train. They're under control of it. They're going as fast as they can heading north. They go about 2 miles. There's a work crew working on the railroad. And they stop and they borrow a crowbar because they didn't have the tools they needed because they couldn't take them on the train. TSA, the Train Security Administration, said you can't bring fuel and crowbars on the train. So anyway, they stop and borrow a crowbar. They tell these guys that they're hauling materials and war supplies all the way over to Mississippi. And that's why we don't have the normal conductor, the engineer. We've got totally different staff, and we're not on the normal schedule. They're behind. But anyway, so that's 2 miles up. They borrow the crowbar. They go a little bit farther. On a downhill section, they pull up a rail. Then they continue on. And they're going to stop along the way, pulling up a couple more rails, and they can't burn bridges because it's been raining for 10 days. Can't burn anything. If you tear up a rail, it can be put back really quickly. So they really failed in their mission. They did take down telegraph wires, which was good because then Chattanooga didn't get advance notice that they're coming. So anyway, they continue on their way. Meanwhile, the Confederates, the conductor, the engineer, and the other guy, they run up. About 20 minutes later, they arrive at this workstation. Where's my train? It left about 20 minutes ago, guys. So they borrow a push cart. Didn't even have the handles on it. The jack to make it go. You have to push it, get a pole, and they can pull it like a gondola. So they do that for 15 miles. But before they get that 15 miles, they hit this section on the downhill where the rail has been removed, and they derail. Everything's muddy, so they get muddy. They don't get hurt. They get up, wipe it all off, put it back on. They push that for 15 miles. They finally get another locomotive. That is kind of slow. It's a yard engine. Finally, they get another one, the William R. Smith. They have to stop that one when they encounter another rail that's been removed. And then finally, as they approach Chattanooga, they are now using the Texas to chase the general. When they got to Dalton, the general didn't stop because the Raiders could see and hear the Confederates not far behind. So they kept going. Unfortunately for them, they're going to run out of steam in Ringgold, right about here. The train comes to a stop, you got no choice. Jump off and run. Confederates have gained a lot of people by this time, and the Raiders, they didn't have very many arms at all. So they jump off, run into the woods, are all captured within 2 weeks. Andrews was the leader of the group, so he gets captured and tried as a spy and hung here in Chattanooga with a rope that's too long. What happens if the rope is too long? It does not break your neck. So he's standing there, kind of hanging there, and one Confederate comes up and pushes him to the side while another one digs a hole. Then they let him hang over the hole until he suffocates. Not the way it's supposed to work. They take the Raiders up to Knoxville. They have about 7 days before they have to evacuate. They convict 7 more of the soldiers of being spies. And they take everybody down to Atlanta. While they're in Atlanta in prison, 8 of them escape, 7 of them were executed. This time 2 of the ropes break, so 2 guys got hung twice. And 6 of them were kept for about a year before they're released in a prisoner exchange. They go to Washington to receive the first Medal of Honor. And in that drawing up there, they're shown lounging with Lincoln after they had received the Medal of Honor. Curiously, all of them seem to be nearly as tall as Lincoln. And I don't think that's true. So we're going to look briefly at the website. So if you gather around on the other side, as long as this one's up, each of the recipients has their own web page on the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. He's Bill John. He's the only Medal of Honor recipient that received his medal, that was back in the battle, gets himself killed. This was during World War II. And he did a lot of his action barefoot because he didn't have time to put his boots on. But for each of the recipients, got their name, military information, citations, all what that person did. Then there's biographical information below it. You go to the other main section that I look at, with visitors, is a section about the medals. There's been over 3,500 medals awarded. The train's going right. That's second or third. That's the third. Congressional Medal of Honor Society. Over 3,500 medals awarded, 19 people got 2 of them. Again, during the Civil War, they didn't have minimum standards. We talked about it previously. So during the Civil War, they issued a bunch of laws that weren't delivered. And then they rescinded it in 1916, 1970. There are 61 living recipients. Again, when they made the new rule, tightening up the restriction or tightening up the minimum standards, is when they rescinded it. So this number, 1,525, was actually about almost 1,000 higher than that. They rescinded a lot of them. People weren't in the military, didn't do something in combat with an enemy, they did something above and beyond call the 864, simply re-enlisted, and so we rescinded it. Jacob Hare was the youngest Raider. He was the first one to have it put in his hand. One woman has received a Medal of Honor, Dr. Mary Walker. She was the first female surgeon, the second female doctor in the United States. The third exhibit talks about her. She was very progressive. Her parents were like the 50 parents of the 1840s. So she wanted to become a doctor. That was well, there was no previous doctors, with the exception of one lady. I think they graduated at the same time. Our third exhibit is all about her. You'll notice she's wearing pants under her dress. Douglas Monroe is the only Coast Guard recipient. This young man, young Willie, joined when he was 11 years old. They made him a musician, gave him a drum. He was off in the battle of the battalion. They had to retreat in a hurry. He was the only musician that came back with his instrument. There were people that had fifes, little flutes, and they had dropped those and they learned that. So showing up with a big old drum really impressed everybody. They had him play music for the parade the next day, and Lincoln heard about what he had done and said, give him a medal. The only one available was the Medal of Honor. There were no other medals. And the other part is the recipients. We already looked at one. Next stop, unless you have questions, is around the corner in a short video, and then into the gallery to look at the exhibits. Now, for those of you who just arrived, if you want to listen about me talk about this stuff over here, you can. Or you can go and watch the video and go in the gallery and come back later. And I think the door is shut. Yep. Those people that are lucky enough to sit in the back row can lean against the wall. With your back arrest. Youngsters, you don't want to do that. So where are you folks from?
Georgia.
Georgia? North Georgia. So you know about it.
I've never heard. Way more than that.
Florida. And are you veterans?
No, sir.
Nope. Got a bunch of veterans over here, one here.
Thank you for your service.
So, I gotta ask the obvious question. You guys ride motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
Anybody not riding a Harley? Really?
Yeah. Indian.
Okay, wow. Not much different. I'm an imposter. I ride a Honda Shadow 750. Not very often. Kind of looks the part. A little more civilized.
We don't discriminate.
But it's water cooled, and I've had to replace water hoses on it. Man, that seems ridiculous to replace water hoses on a motorcycle. It is what it is. So this video lasts about 6.5 minutes. When it's done, the back doors will open. It's going to tell you about why we're here in Chattanooga. You might recognize the voice of the narrator. Hint, 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 it's not me. Let's see, what else do I need to do to push that? If you need to come out before it's over, that button will open this right here.
Medal of Honor, the nation's highest military decoration for valor. An award bestowed on those individuals who went above and beyond the call of duty. Each and every recipient was and is just an ordinary American who found themselves in extraordinary circumstances. Most, like those with whom they served, came home. Others made the ultimate sacrifice. Since the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861, 41 million Americans have served in our nation's armed forces. Of those, just over 3,500 have been recognized with the Medal of Honor for their distinguished service to the country. There have been 19 who were decorated twice. 2 pair of father and son, and 1 woman. It started here, in Chattanooga, back in 1862, when a daring mission by a group of volunteer Union soldiers was undertaken to go behind Confederate lines and capture a locomotive just north of Atlanta. Their objective was to disrupt the enemy's lines of communication, while an advancing Federal Army captured Chattanooga, all in an attempt to hasten the end of the war. Dressed as civilians, they knew they could easily be hung as spies if captured. Yet all of them, to the man, were willing to take the chance, to endure the hardship, to accept their fate. Including Jacob Parrott, just 18 years old. However, their mission failed. All 22 men were captured. But the story does not end there. Jailed first in Chattanooga, some were tried, found guilty, and executed. Others escaped. The remaining Today, they are recognized as the first recipients of the Army Medal of Honor. Andrews Raiders, with young Parrott having the distinction as the nation's initial recipient. Their story is one of patriotism, courage, commitment, citizenship, integrity, and sacrifice, the 6 character traits that we associated with each and every Medal of Honor recipient. One only has to look as far as our nation's Medal of Honor recipients to understand and appreciate the meaning of character. Most will tell you that nothing they did is any different than those they served with would have done, that they did not deserve any distinct recognition. Yet each upholds the importance of the medal and what it represents. While we respect the past, at the Charles H. Coolidge National Medal of Honor Heritage Center, we are equally focused on helping shape the future. Our goal is to inform and inspire the next generation of heroes through our character education programs, whether in the classroom, the fire station, the athletic field, the boardroom, or here at the Heritage Center. We explore the meaning of patriotism, citizenship, courage, integrity, sacrifice, and commitment. In sharing the powerful stories of Medal of Honor recipients, we all discover ways to be better citizens, help others, and create lasting positive change in the world. During your visit here to the Heritage Center, you will experience the stories behind just a handful of our Medal of Honor recipients. Most were born in Tennessee. Others fought within the state. All made an impact on the lives of every American by their service to the nation, both in war and at home. And it all began on a rainy day in April 1862, a few miles down the tracks.
I can't think of his name.
Dennis Quaid.
Michael Douglas, but maybe it was. Cold core out here.
Jacob Wilson Parrott.
The first recipient. Remember when I talked about that?
Yeah. John Higgins.
You don't have to go very fast through here.
Yeah. Mary Walker. OG Medal of Honor. Introducing Charles Cantrell. There is Teddy Roosevelt. president all the time. George Jordan, 1880. The Buffalo Soldier. Anyway, guys, that's Theodore Roosevelt, or Teddy Roosevelt. Thing I found. Yep. He's cool. George Jordan. It's Patrick's fate.
Citizenship starts in the family and then expands all the way up to our nation in as many different levels, but it all boils down to the same thing. You feel a part of something. If you feel a part of your family,
Alvin
you will always
York.
stand up for what is right in your family. And then as you move to the next level and go to school,
Shout out to WW1
so you know
vets.
you always stand up for what is right in your school. Then it expands evermore. Ends up with our nation. That's why I joined the military, was because
German accent and G.
my big family.
Wow.
Citizenship.
Citizenship is a reflection of you to give back and care about the environment in which you live.
Found another one. Yep. I actually have a video game that takes place in WW1. It's feels good. Joseph Bernard Adams.
Everyone looks up to me and says, oh, well, you're here and this and that. How did you have the courage to do what you did? And I said, it wasn't courage, it was love. And I love those guys like my brothers and my kids, and I would have done the same for them. But there's different forms of courage, and it's not always on the battlefield. It's in the classrooms, on the streets, and that type of courage of having the ability to say, I'm struggling with whatever it may be in your life, whether it's I don't understand the math, I don't understand this homework. But having the courage to go up to your teacher or to another student and saying, I need help. And I lived my life through that as well of, I never got through anything by myself.
A courageous person is a person who reaches a breaking point but doesn't break. It takes courage to do that. And many people back off from doing what's right because they don't have the courage simply to stand up and do what's right. And I don't care if that has to do homework. I don't care if it has to do with bullies. I don't care if it has to do whatever it has to do with. It takes courage to stand up and do it. A coward will not stand up and do what's right. Courageous people do what's right.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. I added this to my Japan history back in 22. Yeah, it was just a class assignment, you know. Yo, imagine jumping out of a plane. That'd be cool. Yo, hey mom. From Hacksaw Ridge. Dad and I actually watched the movie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So what this is?
Yeah. He was a vet. There was this Japanese division. He got, like, I don't know how many soldiers out of there that day. And, Truman rewarded him with the Medal of Honor.
That is awesome.
Made a movie about him, starring Andrew Garfield. Same guy.
First thing I did, I called him. I said, "You told again, says, don't do it. Don't attempt to get them out of their airship. There's a gunship that has no cabin for them to ride in." Taylor said, "Well, I'm going to try." And they kept telling him, no, and once again, don't do it. He switched channels. He cut them out of the fight. Captain Taylor had our general position. As he came over and we made contact, we hear Wildcat 2, which was our radio call sign. This Dark Horse 3-2. Dark Horse 3-2 was Captain Taylor. We said, "Yep, good, you just went over top." So he said, "Okay, close, but not close enough. I'm going to need you to mark your position." I said, "Well, why don't you just pop off a star cluster there, so where I can locate you." We didn't want to do that, but we certainly wanted to help, and Larry needed to know exactly where we were. He says, "When I say go, hit him." As soon as they popped it off, they shot the power and landed, and they looked at me like, "What do we do now?" You better get on the damn ship. Got to the helicopter. He said, "Okay, jump on." And I looked at him. "What do you mean jump on? Where?" So we got 10 seconds. That's all we got. You find a place to sit. By that time, of course, we knew it was not a standard gunship. There was no internal cabin. And Con and I just looked at the rocket pod, which stuck out in front of the little weapon sponson, a little short wing they suspended from. He said, "Run like a horse." I said, "You better grab hold of something. You're about to fall off of this damn thing, and I'm not looking for you if you do." So he grabbed hold of something. I was on the outboard rocket pod. Billy was on the inboard. Billy tapped the side of the fuselage. Ellsworth tapped it with his rifle. And Taylor knew we were on board. Just moving straight out to about 3,000 feet. Slow hard and slow. salute, a thumbs up. Good job, thanks. And he took off, and that's the last time I saw him for 30 years. When I got back, man, I said, what possessed you to do that? And I said, well, it needed to be, sir. And he said, well, you can't beat that for an answer. And I said, no, sir. He says, how many did you lose? And I said, none. He said, well, I told you not to go get that. And I said, you want me to take them back? He said, well, he shut up. I didn't hear anything else about it. Captain Larry Taylor, he pulled other missions. I had 3 more missions before I went home. I went home about a month later. The war went on, and everybody continued to do what they'd done before that night. It was just a mission, just a very different and exciting end to it, but a favorable end. Somewhere in that same place, there were people who are dependent on you to make the right decision. You're committed to the troops that you're supporting. And you're committed to the troops that are supporting you. Helicopter pilots will always be my heroes. And Larry, of course, the superhero. Everything he did that night, though he was told not to, was what you'd expect from Larry Taylor, particularly after I got to know him later on. He operated under his own motto, leave no man behind. And he lived up to that. Thank goodness he did. So his attitude was, this is going to happen, or I'm going to die trying.
The President of the United States of America has awarded, in the name of Congress, the Medal of Honor to First Lieutenant Larry L. Taylor, United States Army.
You know, the scriptures tell us that no greater love hath a man than lay down his life for his friends. Larry Taylor didn't lay down his life that night, but he was damn sure willing to do so.
Some old TVs right there for you guys. Controls out. Maxwell Davies. He did it right. James Brown.
She takes care of where I am. We call that. My wife, we do the Chattanooga or the Tennessee doctor.
I just saw it. Yeah, I saw you guys watching movies.
Nancy Mo Yates.
Sacrifice is something we all do, whether we realize it or not. It's part of our lives. The things that we're thankful for, that we're blessed to have, they don't come without sacrifice. And it's it's recognizing that sacrifice, whether it's by the individual or by someone around them. A lot of, like I said, a lot of things that I grew up with, I was provided because people around me sacrificed. They sacrificed time at home with the family to work these jobs to provide me the clothes that were on my body and a roof over my head. And having that sacrifice done for you gives you that saying nowadays, pay it forward.
Sacrifice is going above and beyond what perhaps is normal.
Eugene Duke.
When you sacrifice, you are going above the minimum requirement. So that's why all the recipients have been that we sacrifice. I personally think it was a sacrifice. It was just, I did for my brothers what I knew they'd do for me. But I understand how some would interpret that as a sacrifice. I was willing to sacrifice my life for my brother. I knew they'd do it for me. How could I not do it for them? I just simply did for my brother what I knew they'd do for me.
Good. What's that? Let's keep going. Carpenter. Taylor, Ron Jenkins. Someone's smoking. And there's more stuff down there? Or
There's more feathers in there.
yeah.
This right here saying some of this is in the books. You need to look.
Looks good. Yeah.
See that in you today.
Good. Yeah. I mean, if you want to watch some more, let's keep looking. Yeah. that's the general.
You are right. One of the anchors for the Navy, the other one is for the Army. Now, I will say, the Army, not so much in the Civil War, certainly.
That's a real down. It's a money grenade. Yep, that's right. Now do you? There's a aircraft carrier.
These are good shots and tires of those cars coming up. Pictures of them. Too cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
Alright,
Ready?
now where's he going?
I don't know.
Tell me what you want to do.
I don't know.
Well, the aquarium, but I didn't think you really had an interest in the aquarium.
Nah.
No?
Oh. I'm sure.
Are you ready to go there?
Yeah. Are they supposed to be swimming in that?
Nothing more you want to do here. 'Cause I don't want to lose my spot. If you want to.
Nah. It's just, you know. Yeah.
Can you try it? All afternoon.
I don't know what else to do, you know?
I'm glad you got to see him.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's weird?
Yeah.
I thought I would. I thought we would find something on Desert Storm or something. I don't know. Nope. Yeah.
You itching?
Me? No. But
It's the Pinball Museum.
the Coker Museum.
It's closed.
We did the. Yeah. There's a tour.
We
There's,
went to Craven's house. That was
Yeah.
scary.
What do you mean it was scary? Nothing. Dessert. No. No one's watching the stream. Yeah.
Head south toward West Aquarium Way.
Moon Pie General Store.
This is where the moon pie was. Great.
Yeah.
Maybe it's tiny.
Oh, tiny. Yeah. I think it might be early or something. The baby we saw.
She's just
Yeah.
See, that's what I can't deal with. Is people having their head down on their phones, not paying attention to a stinking thing. Okay, where am I going? That way?
Yeah.
At the light, turn right onto Chestnut Street, then turn left onto Riverfront Parkway. At the light, turn left onto Riverfront Parkway, then your destination will be on the right.
Nope. I don't see any.
Nope.
Your destination is on the right.
I don't even see it.
Me neither.
Southern Belle.
I don't see anywhere we can park, you know.
Right lane closed. We're gonna go in here and turn around.
Huh? Huh?
What? Let's go in here. Right?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get. You wanna go back to the hotel?
Do you?
It's up to you.
Sure.
Are you sure?
I don't